you guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so today we're going to begin our math lesson. We are going to activate our prior knowledge from last week that you guys were working with Mrs. Estes. You guys were talking about multiplying fractions. You guys finished that unit. Now we're going to go ahead and start a new one with dividing fractions. But before that, we want to go ahead and have a little recap, a little review of our multiplying fractions. So Miss Estes is going to be walking around and giving you a dry erase marker along with an eraser and a board for you guys to do your solutions on it. And as she's doing that, can someone tell me what is a reciprocal? Like if I put a fraction like this, a simple one, what's the reciprocal of that one?
Flip it.
We flip it, thank you. And if I flip it, what number is going to go on the top? 2. What number goes on the bottom? 1. Do you remember what this top number means? What's the name of the top number?
Numerator.
The numerator. And the bottom one? The denominator. Okay, so do you have the boards? Nope. Okay,
Sorry.
so as she's passing out these boards, please just make sure you are doing your solutions. No doodling around. Okay? No writing notes to our friends. I just want to make sure, we both want to make sure, Ms. Estes and myself, Ms. Camargo, want to make sure that you understood the concept from last week. So we want to do a couple of problems. Can you go ahead and multiply for me? 3/4 times 7/9. And go, when you have your answer, go ahead and turn it up, your board. Okay, very good, Francisco. Very good. Awesome. Very good. I like how you simplified it. Very good, Leslie. Awesome, Victor. Good job, Zach. Good job. Muy bien, Marlene. Okay, so it seems that we all understood it very well. Now let's go ahead and do another one. A little bit more difficult. 3 1/2 times 4 2/3.
Can anybody raise their hand and tell us what you think you should do first in order to solve this problem?
Turn a whole number into a fraction.
Turn your mixed
Yeah,
number
mix
into
it,
a.
yeah.
The mixed number into a fraction. Okay, very good.
So you just multiply?
So what do we do? If we need to change the mixed number, what's the first step that we do to change this into a fraction?
Multiply.
3, then add to 1.
You multiply the 3 by the what?
2. And then plus that.
And then the plus the 1. So then we're going to have 3 times 2, it's what?
6.
Plus 1? 7 over what?
2.
Very good. We're still multiplying, right? What about this one? 4 2/3.
12 plus 2.
12 plus 2 is 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2?
14.
14 over 3. Now we can multiply. Do we multiply like that? 7 times 3? Or do we multiply across?
Cross.
Okay, go ahead and do that, please.
And once you find your answer, see if you can simplify it any further.
Very good.
You want to simplify.
You don't have to simplify, not yet. Good job, Sasha. Okay, so it looks like we understand this very well. Ms. Estes did a great job in teaching you how to multiply fractions.
All right, so for our lesson today, we're gonna go over our learning targets for our 5th grade math. Our learning target today is to apply and extend previous understandings of division to divide unit fractions by whole numbers by unit fractions. So we're gonna be using our previous knowledge of multiplying fractions in order to divide fractions. And by the end of it, we should all be able to say, I can divide fractions. Can you say that with me? I can divide fractions.
All right, thank you, Ms. Estes. All right, so we, as our little review, we saw we were multiplying, so we're gonna find out that dividing fractions is not that complicated. We get a little scared with division, but this one is not that hard, okay? It's not like that long division that we were learning about. So, my partner here, she did this poster for us to help us, so let's go ahead and go over that. Dividing fractions is easy, you'll see, you just need to remember.
KFC.
KFC. K stands for keep the first fraction the same. F, flip the second fraction. When we flip, what is that called? Reciprocal. C, change the division sign to a multiplication sign and solve. So if I were to put a division problem like this, 3/4 divided by 2/3. Following the KFC, K, what does the K stand for again? Keep the first fraction the same. Am I gonna do anything with the 3/4? No, it stays the same. We keep it the same. Following the second step, flip the second fraction. This is our second fraction. So what's gonna be my step 2? What is my problem gonna look like? 3/4. We're just doing step 2. We're not changing the division sign yet. 3/2. Very good. Our step 3, change the division sign to a multiplication sign and solve. Three-fourths times 3/2. What's our answer? 9/8. Now, from when we were multiplying, can we leave this like that, or should we simplify it? And if we simplify it, what will the answer be? 1 1/8. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you understand it. Thumbs to the side of it. Oh, you're almost there. Thumbs down if you really don't get it. Okay, good job. Have a lot of thumbs up. Let's go ahead and use our whiteboards again. And we're gonna practice on our own. Just 2 division problems. Our first one will be 5/6 divided by 1/4. It's okay to raise your hand if you don't understand. Okay. Remember our KFC, if you're still not really understanding it, keep the first fraction the same, flip the second fraction, change the division sign to a multiplication sign.
I see many of you doing it different ways, and you all have the answers correct.
Very good.
So I like that you are all solving them the way that's easiest for you to solve them.
Very good. And that goes back to the concept of, you don't have to follow my steps, step by step. If you would like to, that's easier for you, but if you have your own way of learning, that is perfectly fine, as long as we get to our answer. So following this KFC model here that I have provided with you, we are gonna have 5, 6 divided by what? 4 over 1. And then if I continue, I'm gonna multiply, correct? Am I gonna add? What's my answer? 20 over 6.
Did anybody else solve it a different way?
Oh, we simplified it. I simplified it. I made it into a mixed number, so 3 and 1/3.
You got 3 and 1/3? Did everybody get 3 and 1/3? Okay, very good. Now let's do one with mixed numbers. 3 and 1/3 divided by 1/2. And when you have your answer, just go ahead and show it up to us. Martín, ¿me puedes simplificar, por favor? Great work, guys.
Yeah, let's just go back and double check that one.
Oh, I didn't multiply
It's okay. But every time you saw your mistake, right?
Switch the numbers.
You know what, I see it, pero for some reason, I didn't get it.
Alright,
Did
so
this.
let's see. Get 7
Because
Remember,
Changing those in instruction.
we have to keep paying attention to our numbers. Okay, so let's go our attention now to the board. So to change our mixed number into a fraction, we said that we multiply and we add. 3 times 3 is equal to? Plus 1? And I already did the reciprocal for us, so we are now going to change the division sign to multiplication. 20 over 3. But we need to simplify that still, correct?
Yes.
Did we get that answer?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. How do you guys feel about this?
Good.
Okay, good job. All right, go ahead, Ms. Estes.
Alright, so who can raise their hand and tell me if they have ever played Monopoly before? Almost everybody? Pretty much everybody? Alright, so we're gonna be playing a game that is pretty similar to Monopoly. We're not gonna move yet, but we are gonna get into groups of 3. We're gonna have one board game for the group of 3, and then you're gonna have playing cards that the pink cards are the playing cards, and then the orange cards are the take a chance cards. You're gonna put them face down, just like you would the chance cards on Monopoly. I'm gonna give you a coin. That's gonna be your moving piece. You're gonna start at 0. And if it's your turn, you're gonna flip a coin to see who goes first, okay, in your group. So 2 people can do it at a time, and whoever wins can do it with somebody else to flip the coin to see who goes first. You're gonna start at 0. And then you're gonna take one of your playing cards, the one from the very top of it, read it. It's gonna have a multiplication, it's gonna have a division of fractions on it, and you're gonna try and solve your problem. Once you get your answer, you're gonna tell your mates in your group, and they're gonna tell you if you were right or wrong. If you were right, it's gonna tell you what to do on your card. Now it says, on some of them, this one is an example. It says, if correct, move ahead 1/2. So you're not gonna move to the spot that says 1/2, you're gonna move like each square is a quarter, so you're gonna move forward 1/2. So if you are over here on 1, it says move forward 1/2, you're gonna go to 1 and 1/2. Does that make sense so far? Okay, and then whoever gets back to 0 first in your group wins. Any questions so far? Am I missing anything?
No? You're good?
Okay, so go ahead and get in your groups. There's gonna be 4 different groups, so you should have about 3 people in each group. If you, Dr. Flores, if you don't mind joining, we counted you as one of the
Of course,
people.
yes. I love to know.
You wanna be in a group?
Zach, do you want to do with Marlene today?
You can also get down with it.
Yeah. Together.
Okay, so we need a third.
All right, each of you can pick your main piece. The game piece. Over here together?
Yes.
All right, have your game piece in there. One for each name.
Well, if you manage to the other person, then whoever does it, let it say.
Because otherwise, yeah, probably be so.
Yeah. So let's just go and go first with you.
Maybe now it's.
Okay, now we'll go,
Tails. Go first. So we're not gonna
I see you start.
either one of you. The heads? Oh my gosh. And class, you have your boards to do the solutions. If you don't know at the top of your head, go ahead and do the solutions on your whiteboard. Yes.
We start with this one or we start with that?
Okay, it's just,
Yeah, if you land.
so like, say you two go and you do it together. You guys are.
Oh, that's a good
Together. You kind of have to do it together so she can solve it. So you do it right.
But,
Let me just work these out.
so.
This simplification on my head.
Okay, so you go first and then I'll go next. And then you go ahead
No,
and put your.
Okay, so if it's his turn.
All of you are gonna go first. Do your game pieces and your
And then.
And if you just go right on 5, you go for 5.
I believe she got
If you land out of range, so it says if correct, move ahead, right? Is that what you meant? Is it one?
We need to show them because they
So
don't
I put it down as
correct.
eight.
Like when you flip it.
Simplify it even more.
So
Just
it's
cross it.
gonna be 2.
So you go back to our KFC, you're
And
gonna
then
change.
she does it correct, then she moves forward. Then you're gonna slip. Second right, she lands on this, she'll choose to five.
40.
And then you're gonna just.
Oh, no.
So,
I put all the extra, so.
they can either, solve it in subtraction or, I mean, the next number or fraction. So if they don't, yeah.
And now you, and now you want to take a chance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you got the, I don't.
Yeah. So it like typically would,
So it starts, this is 1/4, 1/2, so you just, yeah, it goes up every
but obviously, you guys are all like, yeah.
And now I. You want They made up again.
Alright, so then it says, and then it says take a chance, gravitate.
Do you let me?
You did actually crack. You did that. We're gonna take one of these.
Good job. You see how we have different.
I was like, I feel like I wouldn't do that. So I.
Okay, so what does your slide say?
And you guys are doing the problems at the same time to check in?
Taking a chance on life.
Easy one.
You got this. I like
How are you doing?
move ahead of force.
So then you're gonna move here to the before. Wait, so what you did, there you go.
You are
So,
going to love
Can
this.
I see you?
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
There's an episode.
Okay.
Are you just putting your hands?
Whatever it's called.
What is it?
Yes.
So it says you put the red card and
Big one, I
then
don't
one
know.
slow.
I have nothing wrong, yeah, just keeping quarters.
Yes.
Three times.
Okay,
Wait,
so
you did the 4?
That'd be 63.
Wait, you divided it by 4.
by 12.
Dang it.
So you can either,
Simplify your
side.
leave it.
leave it, she
21.
can leave it here, just like that, and then
Oh,
leave it.
you gotta take a chance.
She can
No, we
simplify it,
agree.
or she can make it into a mixed number.
We subtract.
Either of those
So
answers.
70 minus 60.
So then I look at half, and then I take 108 over 8. What's it?
70 minus 60.
Oh,
I'm sarcastic.
Sorry, guys.
I left it there.
That's the wrong letter.
No, I'm not gonna let you guys move right now. I know, but I need to get ahead of you.
So you can, either keep it like this, or you see, or make it a
Okay, here.
so, wait, all of them are writing.
So 10. You're welcome.
Now that I did division on I was trying to figure out what we're like.
It could be moved.
Yeah, common.
It could be looking at the Oh, I forgot to divide it.
It's actually good. That's no fair. And I can just. Guessing I know.
Math.
I can't take the penny, this thing is like.
Heavy. It takes a little thing.
I get to move another one.
1/4 divided.
No, listen, I can take a
Yeah,
chance.
I think that's unfair.
Things are looking good. Move ahead to 3/4.
Alrighty, class, class.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Let's try that one more time, class, class.
Yes, yes.
Alright, we are about to head over to lunchtime, so we need to wrap up our game right now. But I want to know what you learned today, so what can you do? Let's all say that together. I can. Alright, great job. Is there anything else we need to end this with?
No, I think we all understood it. Thumbs up.